Crowd at Gamble ready to go. So are we. As the tip nearly comes right to you, partner. KK Arnold steps out of bounds. And it will be Roadrunners basketball.
One of the things to keep an eye on for UTSA, can they take care of the basketball? No team is better at forcing steals than UConn. UTSA, a high turnover team, but also, can they control the tempo of the game? They want this to be as slow as possible, working into late in the shot clock.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups brought to you by Capital One. For UTSA, Ariana Hardaway, Adriana Robles, Mia Hammond, Cheyenne Rowe, and Idara Udo. Their starting five. Here's Hardaway. Settles with Rowe. Shot clock down to 8. Hardaway guarded by Arnold. Using the screen from Udo. Shot clock down to 3. Hardaway forces it up. And right into the lap of Fudd. A good defensive possession from Connecticut.
But I think those are the kind of offensive possessions you are going to see from UTSA.
Fudd back ironing off. Good box out. Knocked out of bounds. And at last hit UTSA. It's going to stay with Connecticut. Casey Fudd, the most outstanding player in the Final Four last season. Got in incredible shape going into this season and has been able to maintain a lot of that muscle. She joked with us yesterday, you know, it's hard going through an entire season because the beginning of her career she had such extended absences. This is the first time she's been healthy throughout a season. Nice delivery there. Shade to Williams for the finish.
It looked like that time defensively. UTSA in a triangle in 2 with the 2 man-to-man defenders on AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong.
Tamara Allen getting the start today for UTSA. Here's Hardaway shoveling a pass inside. Rowe loses it. Arnold has it.
This is where Connecticut can be so good, pushing pace, getting into their secondary and their rhythm offensively.
An offensive foul called there against Connecticut, and I believe it's AZ Fudd who's whistled for the personal. It is her first.
Last possession, just little dribble handoff action. Great roll by Sarah Williams, and the delivery from Shade. Williams is going to be an interesting X factor for Connecticut going through this tournament in terms of what she can bring on the offensive end of the floor.
A transfer from Wisconsin. Another trap here. You mentioned it before, partner. Connecticut led the nation in steals, 15.5 per game. And they come up with one there, and then a foul on Udo as UTSA just having a hard time getting any kind of clean passes off against Connecticut.
Connecticut, they get so much attention because of their beautiful offense and their efficiency and their ability to score, but they are an elite defensive team. They make every pass difficult. They make it hard for teams to even just switch sides of the floor.
Strong. A first-team All-American will fire. No. And Hardaway comes down with the rebound. The North Texas transfer. He's had a really strong season for UTSA. That 3, a little too much on it from Allen, and the weak side board Strong. Here comes Arnold. Quickly into the arms of Shade. Banks it off. And Udo the rebound. Connecticut has not yet found the offensive rhythm, even though their defense has been stifling.
But you saw how quickly UConn went end-to-end after a quick shot by UTSA.
Udo can't wedge it in. And Fudd comes down with the rebound. Strong underneath to Williams. Williams the spin and the finish. Sarah Williams with the footwork and the English.
And especially because of the triangle and 2 and the focus on the 2 players of AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong. Other players are going to have decent looks. We've seen Sarah Williams getting those early.
Here's Rowe. Allen's jumper, that one is good, and UTSA finally on the board. Tamara Allen splashes the jumper.
That's a really nice looking mid-range pull-up by Allen.
Loves the mid-range, normally baseline, but there, hitting one more from the wing. Arnold, who was so good in the Big East tournament, can't hit the jumper there, was 16 of 19 from the floor in the Big East tournament. Averaged over 13 points per game. Mia Hammonds has it taken away by Strong. Strong leaves. Shade lays.
One of the underrated parts of Sarah Strong's game is her ability on the defensive end, not only getting blocked shots, but her hands and her reading to be able to come over and help and just swipe the ball away.
Didn't Gino liken it to being around Lawrence Taylor?
Yes, he did.
Said it's like an offensive player with LT in the area. You just have to know that ball could be out of your hands at any moment. Step back three from Allen, won't go. Fudd, a good rebound on the weak side. Here's AZ Fudd. Tossing back, Strong, assesses, kicks, Fudd, pull up, off. A 6-2 lead for Connecticut. In the early going, about midway through the first. Here on ABC and the ESPN app. Diane Rowe. There again, I mean, Strong just there to poke. Averages almost 3.5 steals per game. Shot clock at 5. Allen gonna have to hoist it up. Doesn't get it off in time. Another violation. Third turnover already for UTSA.
You see, good job here by Allen, dribbling right, little pull-up shot. And when you get those clean looks against the Connecticut defense, you have to take them. And then Sarah Strong just able to reach in. Talk about it, Ryan. Like, she can poke it away when on the player she's primarily defending, but she's so good as a help side coming in and getting those little steals. Been good at it all season, all career long.
On pace to be the first player since the 11-12 season to average 3 steals and 1.5 blocks per game in Division I. Kaylee Heckelin off the bench, so is Quinones, who can't hit the 3. Blanca Quinones, the Big East Freshman of the Year and the 6th Woman of the Year in the conference. One of the best freshmen in the nation. Some substitutions for UTSA as well, and Strong again comes up with a steal. Sarah Strong all the way in for the soft finish.
You don't typically see big players and post players able to get those kind of steals against smaller guards who are lower with their dribble.
Sarah Strong already a couple of steals in this one.
I mean, she's guarding the point guard, the quick poke with the right side, the gather with the left. It's one of the reasons she's the best player in the country.
I don't know why, but I feel like
Regular season, then were upset in the conference tournament. This year, they win the American tournament as a 6th seed. And they did it on the strength of defense, you see, allowing under 58 points per game. And that's going to be a 10-second violation as that UConn pressure gets into UTSA, their 5th turnover as we check in with Holly.
Karen Aston was very positive in that last huddle for UTSA. She said, listen, most teams would be down 20 right now. We've been a good job here early, but we've got to be more physical. Stuff is open. We've just got to be more physical, use your body, and get the pass to the open player. She wasn't expecting them to come out in a full court press, though, after that timeout, Rebecca. That wasn't fair.
Well, that's one of the things Karen Aston was telling us yesterday is, you know, her team is not equipped really to flourish against UConn's full court pressure. They're a high turnover team. She was worried about that coming into this game.
Shade can't hit the 3. Shots have not fallen yet for Connecticut. By the way, Fudd remains on the floor after picking up her 2nd foul. She has not picked up 4 in a game this season, has picked up 3 times. Hardaway into the paint, bodies, takes, can't hit. Quinones off the miss. Heckel gets away with a high dribble. Good. Quinones at 3. That one won't go either.
This is a smaller lineup for UConn with Sarah Strong playing the 5 and Quinones playing the 4. All 5 players for UConn right now capable of making 3-point shots. They haven't done it yet, but they are all capable.
Quinones knocked it away, and then Strong with those hands was able to grab it, but turns it over, and Hammonds takes advantage.
Hammonds is an exciting young player for UTSA, 6'3". She's got tremendous upside, has not been playing basketball for that long. Great athlete. We see her off the steal on the last possession, just going inside, fighting through, finishing.
A track star who can dunk. Hasn't done it in a game yet, but is capable. Here's Shade. Out to Quinones, her three. That won't go either, and Heckel whacks it out of bounds. Connecticut is 0 for 7 from 3, 4 of 6 from 2. And now Connecticut's going to go to the bench and Ali Zabel.
Well, this is an interesting thing. Earlier this season in a game against Xavier, UConn started the first quarter 0 for 9 from 3. Zabel came in and went 10 for 14 from 3 the rest of the game. And that's one thing, the luxury that Coach Oriana has this year with his depth, is if players aren't making shots, he can bring different players in.
Another steal, and Strong lays it in. 7 turnovers now for the Roadrunners. Trying to go at Fudd, who has the 2 fouls. Sinai Beam couldn't finish. Shade with space. Connects on a 3. First 3 of the game for Connecticut. More full court pressure. Hardaway able to break it. Allen thought about the 3, didn't take. Udo, no. Rebound dug up by Heckel, has a lot of speed. Bud. Oh. And Udo the rebound. Udo trapped underneath, able to fight away. Lost it for a moment. Robles. Ooh, that easily could have been a 3rd foul on Fudd, and it is. It came in late, but it came from Gina Catanzarde, and it's going to be number 3 on AZ Fudd. So 3 first quarter fouls for one of Gina Auriemma's stars.
And her second was picked up 90 feet from the basket here. You just can't risk that one there. You just got to let that go if you're playing with 2 fouls.
So now you wonder if we'll see Fudd again in this first half. Connecticut 50 straight wins. Only one of those games decided by single digits. The average margin of victory in those games, more than 30 points per game. The average margin of victory during the 50-game winning streak, 36.4. Hardaway, the pull-up is good.
That's her shot, too, and a nice little ball screen there. She is able to get to her mid-range, and as much as UTSA wants to use clock, at this point, you just have to take any good look that you can get.
And right now, you consider this a win for the Roadrunners, down just 7 this deep into the first. Strong, the 3 is good. Sarah Strong with 7 points. Shot it at just under 43% from 3 this season. And that is going to be a travel as UTSA turns it over for an 8th time.
So you see the on-ball screen. Hardaway comes off, a little bit of space, able to shoot and finish over Sarah Strong. And then the other way, just a quick little handoff as well from Heckel to Sarah Strong, steps into the 3.
Sarah Strong on pace to be the first player since at least the 09-10 season to shoot 60% from the floor, 40% from 3, and 85% from the line. Strong, not that time. Rebound Arnold, out to Shade. Into Strong. Strong surveying. Arnold back to Strong. Strong going to drive it this time. Gets the whistle against Hammonds. And Sarah Strong will shoot 2. First foul on Mia Hammonds. So the All-American goes to the line, 87% on the season. The favorite for National Player of the Year sinks to first. Hey, for the 6th straight year, every NCAA Women's Championship game is on the networks of ESPN. For more information, go to ncaa.com. You ready for this journey, partner?
I am so excited for this journey.
A lot of dinners, a lot of shoot-arounds.
lot of games.
A lot of games. Robles trapped, and that is going to be a held ball. Possession arrow belongs to UConn.
And that's the thing with Connecticut's relentless pressure. This is a quarter where they've only shot 39% from the field, 2 of 11 from 3 for a team that averages 40% from deep. And yet they make life so difficult because of the pressure that they apply on the defensive end of the floor.
Slight difference game in shot clock. Zabel, the drive, the kick. Heckel attacking, got fouled. Whacked hard by Mia Hammonds, her second. And free throws here for Kaylee Heckel, the USC transfer.
Ryan, you and I and Holly did UConn's first game of the season against Louisville in the Armed Forces Classic, and talking to Coach Orama before that game about keys to the team this season, and he talked about point guard play. KK Arnold and Kaylee Heckel, and the question of how they were going to be able to run the team, and in this moment in the NCAA tournament, and both of these young women have played incredibly well all season long, in particular the emergence of KK Arnold.
Well, they've delivered on any fears he's had up to this point. Hardaway the fling, and that'll do it for the first. Connecticut, a 19-6 lead after one, forcing 9 turnovers for UTSA. Ashlyn Shade finally get one to drop from 3, and the Connecticut defense stifling in the first quarter. State
gonna find you and make you want me. Now that
first quarter in the last 5 years. So rare for AZ Fudge. She has never fouled out of a game in her 111 games. She has had 4 fouls just twice. 3 already. Here's Rowe, and Cheyenne Rowe gets on the board with a little jumper. The conference most outstanding player in the American Conference tournament.
Really nice job in a broken possession to just get a decent look at the basket.
Heckel waits, got fouled on a reach from Hardaway. Kaylee Heckel will shoot 2.
They are just scrambling because Connecticut was in a trapping defense, and Rowe able to get the good look. Nice effort that time from UTSA.
Holly?
She might be the most interesting woman in Division I college basketball. So Cheyenne Rowe taught herself, self-taught Japanese when she was in the 4th grade. She loves anime, and so she sought out the language. Now, all these years later, she's actually minoring in Japanese. She wants to go and play professionally in Japan, so I'm putting that word out here. Japan, let's come and see this young woman. She wants to go play there. She's got such an interest in mind. She also reads about 2 books every weekend on their road trips. This is a woman with a lot of different interests.
Love that, Holly. Love that book consumption. Aspirational.
It runs in the Rowe last name.
Yeah, I think so. Imagine just teaching yourself Japanese.
I can't
either. Well, it's the UVA, UGA tied in the closing seconds on ESPN2. Here's Heckel firing away and hitting from 3 as there started to be a regression to the mean for UConn from 3. Started 0 for 7, 3 for their last 5. Good finish on the interior there from Rowe.
Really good job breaking the pressure as well, getting it over to the first line of the defense and then getting a nice look at the basket.
Strong gives it up. Heckel a 3. That one won't go. Zabel had it taken away by Udo. Hardaway trapped in the backcourt. Zabel the steal. Couldn't finish it. Udo trying to hang on, and it's going to stay here with Connecticut. Again, their pressure providing problems for UTSA.
But if you get past the front line, then here, just a nice pass over the top, the extra pass, and Rowe with the finish inside. What, the easiest basket all day so far for UTSA.
11 turnovers for UTSA. You mentioned it before, Karen Aston, talking about the way Connecticut is pressuring defensively, feeling like it was a little different than what she's used to from Gino Auriemma defenses, and no knowing that it would be a challenge for her team.
This is the most we've seen UConn press since at least 2008 in terms of the percentage of time that they are in the full court press, and it's because they have the bodies to do it this year.
Off the deflection, Zabel, the 10 to shoot, plenty of time. Arnold zips in, kicks out, and a whistle. Going to be an offensive foul against Connecticut. And it'll be the first on KK Arnold.
Right instinct, though, that time by KK Arnold to get a touch in the paint and then spray out to the right corner.
Again, the pressure just providing issues. Hardaway has to get it in, finally does, to Rowe. Rowe, a good handle across the timeline. Rowe throws it away then, 12th turnover for UTSA. Zabel will fire off the mark. Connecticut 3 for 14 from 3. Hardaway. Foul here on KK Arnold. Now let's take a look at Need to Know, brought to you by Invesco QQQ, as KK Arnold picks up her second. Well, Connecticut, their 37th consecutive appearance in the NCAA tournament. 142 wins, 24 Final Fours, 12 national titles. Bottom three numbers there, all most in Division I history, all under that man, Gino Auriemma. 16
of the last 17 Final Fours. It's ridiculous.
It's absurd. Udo can't finish. Quiñones the rebound. Here comes the freshman from Ecuador. Beautiful look to Arnold from Blanca Quiñones. Pressure in the backcourt, and now Arnold is going to pick up her third. KK Arnold just picked up 3 fouls in just a couple of minutes of action. So now AZ Fudd and KK Arnold both have 3.
You see Blanca Quiñones coming down, threads the needle. Just a beautiful pass to KK Arnold for the 2. Yeah, UConn's a team that doesn't foul very often. It's rare to see their players in foul trouble in the first half, and now to have 2 of them.
Fudd had all 3 of hers in the first, and Arnold has all 3 of hers here in the second as Quiñones finishes plus the foul.
Again, just creating offense out of their defense. Blanca Quiñones, I am really high on this young woman, Ryan. She has had times this season where she has looked like the best freshman in the country, and she has an incredible upside. She is very confident, can come in and make threes. Long. She brings something a little bit different to the UConn team in terms of her slashing ability and getting to the rim as well.
Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Well, Blanca has had an unbelievable journey already in basketball. Grew up in Ecuador until she was 12 years old and was playing on a tournament team that was the U15, the 15-year-olds. Well, a team from Italy saw her, and they convinced her and her mother to move to Italy and become part of their national team program in Italy. So she and her mom moved there. She was just 13 years old, living in a dorm, and she ended up playing as a 15-year-old with 20-year-olds in that Italian National League. She is very experienced, has come a long way from home, from Ecuador to Italy to now UConn. Very interesting basketball story for Blanca.
Oh, terrific stuff, Holly. So well told as Quiñones finishes on the attack.
And that's what I'm talking about, Ryan. Her ability to just explode to the rim from the perimeter.
At 6'2" as well doing that. And that's going to be a held ball, and it belongs to Connecticut. As Gino Auriemma applauds the effort defensively there.
Connecticut has just been swarming. They've been swarming in their full court pressure. And even if you get it to the midcourt or even into the front court for UTSA, there's just multiple bodies around the ball at all times, making it very difficult to not turn it over.
They have forced 14 turnovers here in this first round matchup between the overall #1 seed Connecticut, 16 seed UTSA. Strong, no. Hammond's rebound. Connecticut 3 for 15 from 3. Wheeling it back out. Jada Holloman. Now Hardaway. Holloman, the junior, giving it up. Rowe, guarded by Strong. Her jumper won't go. Quiñones gobbles up the rebound. Here comes Shade. Quiñones sets the screen. Strong going baseline, whips it to the corner. Zabel, no. And the rebound, Hardaway off and grooving. Hammond soars in, gets fouled by Heckel. You see that athleticism from the track star high jumper Mia Hammonds, who will go to the line to shoot two.
Great job pushing pace here by UTSA, and yeah, that's where they're most comfortable, is when they can play a little bit fast. But in their conference championship, they had to slow things down, winning 4 games in 4 days, knowing that today against Connecticut, that might be their best way to success as well.
An impressive road for them to win their conference championship. Had to win 4 games in 4 days. Started with the 7th seed, then beat the 3-2-1. They beat Rice in their final regular season game, and then again in the conference tournament. Rice had been on a 22-game winning streak. Strong loses it, gets it back. Her hands, it's just uncanny the way she's able to pick the ball up at different 50-50 moments with her hands.
Whether the basketball's on the ground or in an opposing player's hands or off of a dribble, she could just snatch that. Now, both of these teams, it's been 2 weeks since they played in their conference tournaments, and for Connecticut in particular, it feels like they don't, as they force the 5-second violation. Feels like they have the effort, they just don't have the rhythm right now on the offensive end, and especially when they're shooting from deep. UConn 3 of 16 from deep, and we mentioned it's a team that shoots 40% on the season.
You see Jenna Alfie coming into the game for Connecticut. She played a critical role for them last year en route to their national championship, especially in the win against UCLA and Lauren Betts. Now Alfie, the rebound, going to stay right here. Sarah Strong getting a breather now for the Huskies.
Jenna Alfie just brings something a little bit different to the UConn front court in terms of her size and strength at that 5 position. Sarah Williams is tall, but not as tall, not as strong inside defensively.
And a foul here against Hammonds. That's going to be number 3. Connecticut will go to the line. You know, I feel like you're like lurking over my shoulder here at Gamble Pavilion. You know, almost like
am I everywhere?
Almost like I'm being watched. A big number 50 right over my right shoulder there. And they do the banners right here. There is nothing bashful about the banners here at Gamble. They are thick and proud. Pretty cool though, partner.
It is pretty cool. I just like that it's lurking over your shoulder. That's what I want my 4 children to feel like the rest of their lives. Like sure mom is somewhere lurking over my shoulder.
That's right. Independence is a lie. Rowe, trapped. Oh. Hardaway knocked into Holloman. 5 to shoot. Hardaway, 3 to shoot. Rowe forced it up, couldn't finish it. Quiñones, look out. Dangerous foul there as Quiñones hits the deck. Connecticut a 10-point lead midway through the second. In round 1, the NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One is brought to you by Royal Caribbean. It's big time. Come seek the Royal Caribbean. Stewie.
Good choice.
Tina Charles? Tina Charles?
Nope.
Are we right? Is Stewie one of them?
Stewie is one of them.
Maya Moore?
No.
Okay, Stewie's one of
There's
them.
so many greats. There are a lot of many greats to count. Still in the WNBA.
So many greats. 15 rebounds. Still in the W with 15 rebounds.
It's Nafisa Collier. It's Nafisa.
Collier. Yeah. Collier. Oh, very nice. nice. I like that trivia question. Can we do more of this throughout the tournament, ladies? I love the interaction there.
How about that?
That was great. We got to hear them all doing their You Bet impressions in the break as well.
That was very impressive.
I think they do it with more vibrato than I do. Shade comes up with the deflection.
Definitely higher octaves than you.
That's right. Here's Shade. That was a great trivia question. Shade long two is good for Ashlyn Shade. Shade now with 7 points, and again, Connecticut's pressure just suffocating UTSA. Just 11 points thus far for the Roadrunners as Sarah Strong comes back into the game. By the way, you saw Stewie's here. One of the answers to the trivia question in the building. The 4-time Final Four most outstanding player. Udo has it poked from behind by Sarah Strong.
We've got to find out before next game.
There she is. Hi.
Miss Stewart, if UConn keeps track of deflections, they must, and like how many Sarah Strong averages per game, because it's ridiculous.
Yeah. Is there any player you could think of in the women's game who has kind of the uncanny hands that she does, that you can think of throughout history, that you watch where, you know, balls that you just don't expect her to get her hands on, she just snatches?
There's not.
Shade, a little too much on it.
And I have given thought, because I always like trying to find the comp for a player, the female comp for a player. I have not been able to come up with a comp for Sarah Strong in the women's game.
Strong, great look, and Shade lays it in. Now we know her overall player male comp that Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi gave us last year was Baby Jokic. Here's Heckel off the steal. Heckel will lay it in. And Connecticut's defense creating offense. A 10-0 run to the Huskies. Timeout UTSA.
Connecticut wreaking havoc with their defense, and then on the offensive end, beautiful pass, Strong to Shade.
Knows they've got to be almost perfect to be at their best for us to play well. And he said for us, AZ and Sarah have to be incredible for us to beat the best team. So all those ingredients, they're trying to get the simmer going right now. I'm not sure they're simmering yet, but we'll see if they can get it going.
Well, a couple of the ingredients have been on the shelf for most of this first half with KK Arnold and AZ Fudd, and they've still been able to build this lead and weather this storm in this first round game.
17 turnovers that they have forced in this first half. Fudd picked up 3 first-quarter fouls, hasn't played in the second. Arnold 3 second-quarter fouls on the bench now. Quiñones, and she is an incredibly impressive freshman. That's the other thing, handles, but then at 6'2", you put her down to the block, she can do that to smaller guards. Robles to the corner, Allen lets it fly and knocks it down. No hesitation that time from Demara Allen.
Really nice look and quick ball movement side to side for UTSA to get a good look from the corner.
First 3 of the game for UTSA. Connecticut just 3 for 18 from 3.5. Heckel no. Rebound Hardaway, 2:10 to go in the second. Here's Robles taken away by Quiñones. Quiñones lays it in. Blanca Quiñones, the first Husky in double figures today. Strong knocks it away again. 18 turnovers. Zabel flick ahead. Shade off to Heckel. Good movement. Now Shade. Heckel settles things down. Shouts out a play. Quiñones, the handoff. Shade, the jumper short, gets it back. and lays it in. A 45-14 lead for Connecticut here in the first half of round one. Under a minute to go in the second quarter. Robles gives it back. Now a deep three. Won't go. Strong, the box out, is fouled. Connecticut in the bonus, so Sarah Strong will go to the line to shoot two.
We've seen a couple of times for UTSA where Rowe ends up with a smaller guard on her and she's posting up and has good position inside. But the perimeter defense of UConn on the ball handler is so good that UTSA can't make that entry pass in. And again, it doesn't matter sometimes if you have a player open on the block. If you can't get him the ball because you don't have the vision to do so, it makes things really hard, and that's where UConn is excelling today as well.
Strong with 3 steals. Connecticut has forced 19 UTSA turnovers in this first half. As Strong misses the free throw hit. Coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship continues on CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For tournament game times and networks, go to ncaa.com. Now, in case you're wondering, the most turnovers ever in a women's tournament game, 39 back in 1989. Stephen F. Austin against Maryland.
I actually was wondering that.
There you go. That's why we have Dave Freed sitting to our left here. Here's Hardaway. Little pull-up. Way off. Banged around. Shot clock turned off. Bailey Heckel gets the instruction from Gino and knows to hold for a final shot.
With UTSA missing all those shots, they do not have a single offensive board. It's been a great job by Connecticut boxing out and corralling the defensive rebound.
5 seconds left in the half. Strong on the drive. The leader is good for Sarah Strong. And that'll do it for the first half. Connecticut a 19-3 run to end the second quarter. A 48-14 lead at halftime of this first round matchup. Trying to advance to Monday night here in stores. And Holly Rowe is with Blanca Quiñones.
Well, Blanca, this is your first ever NCAA tournament game. How have you been so comfortable coming in off the bench with those 10 early points?
I think me and my teammates are the positive game as the other ones. Just play hard and do what we have to do for all 34 games.
You guys have been off for a couple of weeks. How hard is it to kind of get back into your rhythm?
I mean, we're in practice like a game, so I think we're ready for it. We always try to practice to be ready for this game, so no matter how long was the break, but we just still have to be ready for it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, Holly, thank you very much. UConn, a 48-14 lead over UTSA. Time to send things to the studio. Christine, Shanae, and Drea.
The court for the UConn Huskies.
AC Fudd back in there to start the second half. She picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter and did not play the entirety of the second. And right away, Connecticut forces another turnover, the 20th for UTSA. We see the points in the paint, the significant advantage for Connecticut. Sarah Strong, 12 points, 3 steals. Here's KK Arnold at 3 fouls in the second quarter, and Arnold banks it in to begin the third. Winner of this game will play the winner of Iowa State, Syracuse. That game up next here from Stores. That'll be on ESPN2. Of course, all these games available on the ESPN app throughout the entirety of the tournament. Here's Hammonds. Edu knocked away, another turnover. Sarah Williams with the deflection. Strong, a 3. That won't go. Whacked out of bounds by Shade. UTSA basketball. Taking a look at our championship bracket. And yeah, up next, Syracuse and Iowa State. Audie Crooks in the building. Any early thoughts on that matchup, Rebecca?
I'm really looking forward to the post matchup between Audie Crooks and Uche Izoje for Syracuse. Two very different types of post players, both very effective in the way they play for their teams.
Here's Arnold again, scooting to the cup. Trap here, and another steal. Strong and Fudd combine, and Strong lays it in, plus the foul. A chance for three for the All-American Sarah Strong.
The trap at midcourt with AZ Fudd and Sarah Strong, and Sarah again just able to poke the basketball free. AZ corrals it, but that's because of the poke from behind by Sarah Strong.
We couldn't come up with a comp for her hands in the women's game that we could think of. There's one play, it's kind of a deep cut.
Let's hear it.
But there's one player who just her hands remind me of as a big, and some of the things we see her do, and it's actually Paul Millsap for an NBA comp. A big on the perimeter who sometimes just sticks out the mitt and grabs something that you're just not expecting. It's uncanny, especially for a bigger player on the perimeter, what she's able to do, and just the incredible hands that she has digging balls up off the ground as well.
And
you saw that stat.
The strength to
exactly.
Yeah.
The strength of the mitt, the dexterity, all of it.
The strength of the mitt.
That's right.
That will be the name of Sarah Strong's memoir.
Kawhi's another player, kind of like that. Allen connects on a three. Demara Allen has had no hesitation and has been able to hit a couple of triples today for UTSA. Has been coming off the bench the last few games, back starting here today.
Yeah, you're right. Just no hesitation whatsoever. Steps into the shot with tremendous confidence. Shoots 32% on the season. She looked like she was 40% on that one.
Fudd off, Strong, the mid. Fudd got that one. Fudd's first points of the game. Here's Rowe. Back ironing off. Shade flies in for the rebound. Arnold with haste. Wheeling in the paint. Coughed it up out of bounds. UTSA ball. You know, UTSA credits in part Demara Allen's willingness to come off the bench, to embrace it in the conference tournament, for why they were able to go on that run, winning 4 games in 4 days, winning the conference as a 6th seed. Again, Strong. That one she probably could have just grabbed, slapped at it, and it's out of bounds off of UConn. Allen doesn't fire that time. Rowe working behind Udo. Little jumper is good. Nice take there from Cheyenne Rowe.
Really nice finish too, because that was really good defense by Sarah Strong on Rowe, but still able to just elevate and score.
Williams back to Fudd. Fudd, pull-up jumper is good. AZ Fudd, back-to-back field goals. 5 points on the day, all in this quarter. Missed the entire second quarter in foul trouble. Allen again. Demara Allen with her third 3 of the day.
UConn in zone defense, and good job by UTSA to move the ball, get it back to the wing for the quick 3.
And Rebecca, in a game like this, where the final result is obviously somewhat obvious, right, as Fudd can't hit there. For a 16 seed like UTSA, you're looking for those individual moments where you're able to show what you can do and take away a memory, right? Like what Allen's been able to do here.
Without question, yes. Continue to work hard, play to your identity, and do all of the things that you can do well in this moment.
Like a good pass there to Udo. Couldn't bank it in. Allen knocks it out of bounds.
Lazy Fud, just little ball, using the ball screen, one dribble, pull up, going right, and then Allen there against the zone. She looks really, really confident here in Gamble Pavilion.
Williams looking for Strong. And a foul on Hammonds, trying to deny the back door. Stays here with the Huskies as Mia Hammonds picks up her 4th foul. Sanai Bean checks in for UTSA. So too does Adriana Robles. Get it in. Williams can't finish it. Another chance. Stripped away, and a foul on Williams. Her first. Good defensive stick-to-itiveness there from Ariana Hardaway. 63-22. UConn leads UTSA. 5:30 to go in the 3rd. This first-round matchup on ABC. Robles giving it up. Allen, another deep 3. That one's short. Here's Shade. Off to Strong. Poked away by Robles. Nice steal. And Adriana Robles will lay it in. Off a sneaky defensive poke. First bench points of the game for the Roadrunners. Fud, little pull-up, sure.
Izzy Fud is elite when it comes to movement without the basketball, using screens, and then her ability to just stop and pop on a dime.
Connecticut 143-0 all-time against American Conference opponents, as Udo was able to dig it up and put it in with a better offensive rhythm here for UTSA.
Certainly they've had some success, or better success, going against Connecticut's zone than they did against their man-to-man.
And only 3 turnovers in the quarter after 19 in the first half. Strong. Arnold juggled, then the catch. Kick it out. Shade connects.
Well, now Connecticut's not picking up in their full court pressure, so certainly much easier for UTSA even to get it over the timeline than it was in the first half.
And Rebecca, the zone, just an opportunity for Connecticut to get some reps in it, to prime themselves for later in the tournament.
Certainly, and even at shoot-around this morning, oh, nice interior pass by UTSA.
Dean trapped in the corner, kicks it out. Robles hoists. Can't hit. Rebound into the lap of Shade.
One of the things Coach Oriama was telling his team at shoot-around this morning, he said, you have to be ready to make adjustments to what we're doing defensively all game long. It might be during a timeout, it might be live. We might switch from playing hard man-to-man to switching 1 through 5, using this as an opportunity to work on those kinds of things.
Arnold, the drive, the kick. Shade enters. Williams, one-on-one, dips in, gets fouled. Sarah Williams will go to the line when we get back. Connecticut with the big lead, but Adriana Robles able to create a memory here.
Yeah, just a great job getting her fingertips on the basketball and scoring right in front of the student section.
She said, I've been able to get through school reading lips and doing well in the classroom, even without the hearing aids. But out here today, she definitely is wearing some assistance, and she hopefully can be an inspiration to another young athlete out there, realizing that anything can be possible. No disability, only ability if you set your mind to it.
Awesome stuff, Holly, and really cool to see the way that Ariana Hardaway has thrived. One of 7 Division I players this season, averaging 10 points, 4.5 assists, while shooting 40% from 3. Here is Cheyenne Rowe. Gets fouled by Williams, and Rowe will go to the line to shoot 2.
And we talked about it before the break. So coming out of the timeout, UConn back into a man-to-man defense, but they were switching 1 through 5. So kind of getting the reps to, you know, make sure your team is capable of making those kind of adjustments within a game.
Blanca Quiñones, the Ecuadorian freshman, checks back in for UConn as Rowe hits the free throw. And And here's UConn's small lineup with Sarah Strong at the 5. Yeah, nice photo there. That's Rowe. Hits both. UTSA had 14 first half points, already 14 here in the third quarter. Quinones. Here's Fudd separating, taking, back ironing off. Rebound. Rowe. 2:25 to go in the third. 69-28, UConn leads it. Kick it out, Allen. Tamara Allen has it popped by Heckel. Robles steaming in, and that time Strong used her feet instead of her hands. And that's not allowed.
Not in this sport.
The kickball. Keep things here. Yadara Udo will check back in for UTSA.
It's a nice dribble penetration, though, by Robles and trying to make the extra pass for the layup before Strong was able to kick it.
Robles a real leader for this team. The Puerto Rican pass-first point guard. Here's Hardaway trying to scoop it in. Gets the foul on Sarah Strong. And Ariana Hardaway will go to the line. Now Karen Aston taking this UTSA team to the tournament now. Just the 15th coach to take 3 different programs to the NCAA tournament. Did it with Charlotte. Did it with Texas. But the Longhorns helped guide them to 4 Sweet 16s, 1 Elite 8. And now, last year, a regular season conference title for UTSA. And this year, a conference tournament win that sends them to the NCAA tournament. Heckel behind the Strong screen. Gets it back to her. Strong will pull. And hit from 3. 17 points on 6 of 10 shooting for Sarah Strong. 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals as well. The favorite for National Player of the Year. Udo has it taken away by guess who? Sarah Strong. 4th steal. Quinones drives baseline, kicks it out. Strong off the front rim. No good. Here comes Holloman. Under a minute to go in the third. Poked away by Strong again. Heckel able to save it. And again, Sarah Strong with just those uncanny hands and able to snare it as it was about to whiz by her.
So what have the descriptions been? Uncanny hands. What were the mitts again? Something mitts.
Yeah, what were the mitts?
Other than really impressive, I forget.
There was a word that we liked in front of mitts, and I can't remember it now. Someone will have to go back in the archives.
Yes.
But yes, there's a lot of words you can use to describe the remarkable skill of this young woman.
Well, just her mitts, just her hands.
And Strong. Rare misses at the line today. Yeah, Mom, incredible athlete in her own right.
Allison Feaster, part of the only time we've seen a 16 seed upset a 1 seed was she was on the 16 seed Harvard team that beat Stanford.
Yes, the only time we've seen it in the women's game back in 1998. Now watching her daughter as the best player on the 1 seed. Connecticut here today.
And again, we've seen UConn now on makes go back to a 2-3 zone, on misses going back to man-to-man. Again, just working on being able to change things up defensively.
Rowe can't hit. Shade the rebound, about a 5-second difference game in shot clock. Strong and Fudd getting a breather. Zabel in. Here's Quinones. Hand off to Shade. Can't hit the 3. Quinones, what a rebound. And Blanca Quinones will shoot 2. You've seen already today, for those who might be watching the freshman Blanca Quiñones for the first time, you're seeing the way her size just makes her a real difference maker at the guard position. She has the handle and the speed to be able to get by smaller guards, the size to post them, the speed to get by bigger guards or forwards, and then to rebound as well.
Holly Rowe talked about her journey and playing professionally overseas. She certainly comes in as a freshman who plays like a seasoned player because she is.
That's what happens when you get that overseas experience.
Yes.
Quiñones misses that second free throw. Just 2 of 5 from the line. Shot clock turned off. Another turnover, the 25th. Quiñones will lay it in before time expires. And Connecticut takes a 75-30 lead into the fourth quarter here in round 1. UTSA having their moments. Tamara Allen with 3 threes on the day, but Connecticut too much for the Roadrunners to handle. Very nice. That is our Capital One rewarding performance. 5 steals for Strong to go with the 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. You just notice it in so many different ways over the course of the game. Allen had that one maybe partially tipped by Quiñones, and again, that's where being 6'2" plays a role.
And back to Sarah's hands, it's even more noticeable sitting courtside and watching in person than it is when you see it on the screen.
Yes. Heckel drives it, bounces underneath. El Alfie lays it in. Connecticut's highest scoring game this season was 104 points. That against Xavier. They're at 77 right now as we begin the fourth quarter. Ryan Rucco, the Hall of Famers, Rebecca Lobo, Holly Rowe. Appreciate you hanging out with us. The first round of the NCAA Women's Tournament. Regional 1, Fort Worth. These opening first 2 rounds played at the home sites for top 4 seeds. For Connecticut, that is here in Stores at Gamble Pavilion. Out of bounds, UTSA with a 26th turnover today against this ferocious Connecticut defense. And coming up next, Syracuse and Iowa State. Yeah, Syracuse waiting their chance to take on Iowa State, which would be a really entertaining 8-9 game up next. We talked about it before, the battle of the bigs on the interior. As El Alfie hits the deck. You have Audie Crooks and Uche Izoje, who should put on a show here in game 2. And now for our slam dunk matchup, brought to you by Wendy's. There it is. See Uche and Audie. And both among the leaders in the country in different categories.
Uche, just an athletic big who can put the ball on the deck from the free throw line and get to the basket. And Audie Crooks, of course, is just going to carve out space inside.
Quiñones leaves it short. Hardaway on the drive, lays it in. Ariana Hardaway with a nice take in transition there.
Certainly UTSA has settled in particular in the second half when UConn has relinquished the full court pressure, and UTSA has been able to find a rhythm at times on the offensive end.
Quiñones off to El Alfie. El Alfie backdoor. Heckel will reverse it home.
Kaylee Heckel is very good at cutting off of the ball. El Alfie finds her and delivers the pass.
Her cutting, Heckel, something Gino Oriana has talked to us about throughout the season. Meanwhile, this is a Connecticut team that averages almost 24 assists per game as Rowe buries the 3. Cheyenne Rowe with her first 3 on her first attempt of the day. Connecticut on pace for the second most assists all time In Division I history, Villanova averaged 24.7 assists back in 1987. Off the steal, Hardaway, push ahead, Hammonds will lay it in. Nice little run there from the Roadrunners.
Yeah, we've seen some nice end-to-end, getting a stop on the defensive end for UTSA, pushing pace, getting good looks the other way in transition.
Quinones. Zabel gets fouled by Allen. On the floor, stays here with 6:56 to go in the fourth. Fourth foul on Demara Allen as Idara Udo will check in for Amelia Danbauer, getting some minutes here in the second half. Here's Quinones. Zabel pull up. Indeed. Zabel is shot at 52% from the floor on the season. Hardaway. In the corner, Rowe. Shot clock is down to 7. Holloman a 3, high arcing it off. Now Alfie, a good job to secure the rebound. Zabel trying to wiggle baseline, flings it out. Quinones back ironing off. Holloman another rebound. And Holloman, the junior, has had some good moments for the Roadrunners here in this first round. Udo buries that little baseline jumper. As an all-tourney performer in the American Conference Championship.
UTSA really has settled in nicely, in particular when UConn has been in their zone defense, finding good looks.
Beckel banks it in on the drive. Connecticut has struggled from 3 in this game, just 6 for 30, 20%, but still 52% from the floor overall. That's how good they've been inside the arc. Udo lays it in off the deflection.
Nice couple of possessions for Udo. We see her face-up game first, and then they're getting the offensive board.
A junior from Texas. That was the first offensive rebound of the game for UTSA. Quinones, you bet! Blanca Quinones buries the 3, her first of the day after missing her first 5. And the Connecticut lead is 45. And a foul here will take us to break. We'll chat with Brianna Stewart on the other side of this break. The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
So I'm really excited about it.
So many elements in the CBA. You have the largest salary jump in sports history. Maternity, full-time maternity leave. How are you looking out for all of the players in your league?
Yeah, you know, it was really hard because when you want to have a transformational CBA like we did, there's a lot of things that needed to be fixed or needed to be better. So making sure that we were going to have a one-time payment to former retired players, making sure that we were going to have a salary increase, making sure we were going to still have housing for all. Like, I can go on and on and on, but I thought that our team, we did an incredible job negotiating and really never giving up until we got exactly what we wanted.
You go from negotiating with the WNBA to now having to collaborate. How can you and the league come together to make sure the revenue sharing and that there is positivity on the other side?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys know the revenue sharing. We're getting 20% of all revenue. So like you said, we're a partnership. We're a collaboration, and we're in this business literally. So when it's good for the WNBA, it's good for the players and vice versa.
Well, thank you so much. And it wouldn't be part of a power couple in the WNBA if it wasn't for Marta. Your wife, Marta, you actually played with Allison Feaster in Spain. Her daughter, Sarah Strong, was a little girl running around on those courts, and now you're here watching her. What is this like for you?
It's amazing, you know. That's what life is about. It's crazy that it's been like almost 15 years since I saw Sarah and Allison. So it's nice to see her again after such a long time. And I'm enjoying this game. It's been like a great atmosphere here. So it's always nice here.
Allison Feaster, what kind of player was she that you see translate into Sarah?
Tough mentality. I remember her being a great teammate, you know, the ones that they care. She will check on me. I didn't speak English at that time, so she will speak to me in Spanish, make the effort to like make me feel good. Maybe I was really young. I think I was probably 20. But I like Sarah's mentality, you know. She came to UConn for a thing and to win, and I think that's Allison's mentality.
Well, thank you so much. 2 women making history. Thank you, ladies.
All right, thank you, Holly. Thank you, Stewie. Thank you to Marta. So Allison Feaster works for the Celtics now, and really cool. And congratulations to Stewie, the Executive Committee, Player Association, and the league on a transformational CBA and a terrific partnership that will help propel all aspects of the league forward for the WNBA.
It's really exciting to see what the league and the players hand in hand are going to do to continue to grow the game of women's basketball, in particular at the professional level over the course of this CBA. Thrilled about this upcoming season and what this future holds.
Stewie, a 4-time champion. And someday we know her jersey, too, will hang behind us.
She will have one of those thick banners, right?
Yes. A girthy reminder of success. That 3 won't go. The rebound put back. Off the mark from Williams. Another chance. Won't go. And a whistle and a tie-up with 2:14 to go in this fourth. And Connecticut a 90-47 lead on UTSA. We talked about it before, Rebecca. UTSA has done things in the second half they can feel good about. Different highlight moments on this stage for them. After just 14 first-half points, able to put forth a much better offensive performance here in the second half.
Yeah, a variety of players have done nice things that they can feel really good about, not only coming away from this game, but years down the road.
And a timeout taken by Karen Aston. With 2 minutes to go in the fourth, UConn a 90-47 lead on UTSA. 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. UConn a 90-47 lead on UTSA. Udo working on Jana El-Alfi. Connecticut has sent in some subs here as Hardaway flips it in, plus the foul. Ariana Hardaway a chance for 3.
We've seen a couple times UTSA with the out-of-bounds play, and they've been able to get good action and a score off of it here. You go inside, pass it back out, attack the closeout. Really good job by Hardaway there.
To Patterson getting some minutes here for UConn.
Khalees Fisher as well coming in from the point guard spot. If she ends up scoring, we got to divert our eyes over to the UConn bench. They have a nice little celebration when Big Fish does her thing.
The number 25 recruit in the nation this year. Solomon off to Hardaway. She got it. Ariana Hardaway in double figures, 11 points. 11 for Demare Allen, 11 for Cheyenne Rowe. Those are the leading scorers for the Roadrunners. With Connecticut, 18 from Sarah Strong, 15 from Blanca Quinones, 14 from Ashlyn Shade. Here's Ducharme giving it up. Patterson lost it. 1 minute to go in this fourth. The next game here will be Iowa State. Audie Crooks taking on Syracuse in the 8-9 matchup. Those winners will play on Monday. Little pull-up jumper won't go. Sienna Utadaro, who gave birth just before the start of the season, took a while to get up to speed, but now back a factor for UTSA after having her son Dante 7 months ago. Now getting some time on the floor in the NCAA tournament. Pretty cool for Utadaro. Crowd rises to its feet. Hardaway gives it up. Udo 3 won't go. Rebound Connecticut. And that will do it. 32 straight wins in the first round for the UConn Huskies.